one incredible spider has ignored all the rules. It spends its entire life submerged. The diving bell spider is the only arachnid known to live exclusively underwater. It has no fins or gills. It doesn't need them. It builds its very own submarine air supply. This bubble is its lifeline, its homemade scuba tank. To construct the bubble, this male swims to the surface and pops its abdomen into the air. Like the fishing spider, the air bubble around his abdomen allows him to breathe through his book lungs. The spider shuttles several bubbles from the surface to create a large reservoir of air. It's an ingenious way to access a whole new hunting ground, which it now has all to itself. This is the spider's sanctuary, where it'll feed and rest. This collection of incredible spiders is full of surprising characters. The diving bell spider lives underwater, while the solifuge has sticky feet. But a bigger predator hunts from a secret lair beneath the African earth. This enormous arachnid has a leg span of over 10 centimeters and lives in an underground burrow for most of its life. It's shy and secretive by nature. But the baboon spider has a dark side. It gets its name from its enormous size, its hairy body, and the baboon-like pads at the end of each leg. And its many eyes operate like a built-in periscope surveying the surrounds of its burrow. What prey doesn't know is that its secretive hideout is wired for surveillance. When it's not hungry, the spider spins a seal at the entrance to its lair. This prevents falling prey from disturbing her beauty sleep. But when it's time to eat, the burrow becomes a high-tech booby trap. The entrance is lined with strands of silk that travel to the burrow, like tripwires. When a moving insect triggers the wires, vibrations are sent down the burrow, alerting the spider to a possible meal. She can distinguish between the vibrations of a pesky ant and a meaty cricket. A wire's been triggered. It's time to feed. baboon spider is a calculating predator. Another tripwire has been triggered, and the opportunistic hunter returns to the surface. Many legs give off many vibrations. From straight out of the ground, the centipede meets a greater predator. Over 30 centimeters below the surface, the baboon returns to its solitary confinement to feast on its prey alive. There are over 35,000 spider species on Earth, and they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. They're big and hairy, small and colorful, and some are completely camouflaged. But none look quite as strange as the whip spider. This arachnid would look more at home in outer space than on planet Earth. A flat body allows it to crawl into dark nooks and crannies. And its pincers can grow to twice the length of its body and are tipped with Wolverine-like claws. The whip spider doesn't have venom, so when it finds its prey, it grabs it with its pincers and simply impales it. At night, the whip spider shows its true colors. This arachnid operates in dim light, so long sensory whips probe the air, picking up vibrations from moving prey. This female doesn't just have to feed herself. She's got 16 newly hatched young that are hanging on for the bride. The mini whip spiders will live on her back until they develop their very own exoskeletons and pincers to feed themselves. After their first molt, the green sprouts turn into fully formed arachnids, equipped to take on the dark corners of the insect world. Some environments are incredibly harsh on spiders. One species is a desert specialist, able to make a living in the oldest desert on Earth. The golden wheel spider looks a lot like many others. But it's this one that has a unique acrobatic talent. In the ancient Namibian desert, it must deal with total exposure. A burrow beneath the boiling sand is its best chance of survival. The silk-lined bunker will extend over 30 centimeters down and protect the spider from the harsh desert sun. But it's not just the heat this spider's escaping from. This pompilid wasp is on the hunt for a golden wheel spider. It doesn't want to prey on it. It wants to lay a single egg inside it. This way, when its larva hatches, it will have a fresh dinner to feast on. The spider puts the finishing touches on its hideout, just in time. The wasp senses movement. The wasp only needs to sting him once. The spider makes his getaway and reveals his trump card. By folding its legs into spokes, the spider turns into a wheel and rolls down the dune at 20 turns a second, leaving the wasp in the dust. This clever adaptation has given the golden wheel spider a helping hand in its desert environment. But it's not going to test its luck out in the open. No spider is at the top of the food chain, but even so, they are considered one of the most successful predators on the planet. The next incredible hunter is a nighttime specialist, all but disappearing during the day. Deep in the forest lives the strange-looking bark spider. It's practically invisible, only coming alive in the midnight hours. Like its name suggests, it's a master of disguise, disappearing in plain sight. Knobbly horns and spikes help it blend into its branch of choice, while a dappled body gives it perfect camouflage on this lichen-covered bark. Only movement gives it away. When the moon appears over the horizon, the sleepy spider turns into a hungry predator. This female looks like just another knob on this branch. Her mate is a fraction of her size. Like the golden orb spider, he's a loyal but wary companion. When the sun dips, she begins spinning her deadly spiral trap. Like an old lady with 8 knitting needles, she furiously weaves her web of sticky cables. Spider silk is the strongest natural material on the planet. And the Darwin's bark spider in Madagascar is responsible for building the largest, toughest web of any spider on Earth. The bark spider stations herself at the center of the web. She too sees the world through vibrations. Even predator becomes prey. The praying mantis is trapped alive, waiting to be eaten. When the hunting's over, the bark spider clears up all traces of her presence. The looming sunrise quickens her efforts. She even discards a juicy victim. After her night shift, the pair blend seamlessly into their branch, re-energizing themselves before their next night of hunting. Thanks to their scary appearance and predatory nature, spiders are a symbol of evil and danger in almost every country across the globe. In reality, very few spiders are a threat to humans, and bites are seldom fatal. But one of the few that you may want to get out of the way for is none other than the Black Widow. This infamous spider has conquered almost every continent and is named after her tendency to kill and eat her partner after mating. She's equipped with a lethal neurotoxic venom. And a threatening red hourglass on her abdomen is her trademark of danger. The Black Widow's venom is thought to be 15 times more potent than some rattlesnake species. But because she injects less of it, humans can survive her bite. And it's no wonder she has the reputation of a femme fatale. The female Black Widow comes with much larger fangs and venom glands than the male. This female hasn't eaten for weeks. She's had other things on her mind. She's just laid hundreds of eggs inside an incubated silk sac. Soon, hundreds of miniature spiders will enter the world to continue the Black Widow legacy. With her most important job complete, it's time to eat. She waits for a meal to get caught in her sticky trap. She restrains the cricket with silk before paralyzing it with venom. Cells lining her venom glands produce her potent neurotoxic venom. These cells disintegrate to release a toxic concoction into the gland. When the widow strikes, muscles around the gland contract to force the venom out through hollow fangs. The venom shuts down the cricket's nervous system. But she doesn't eat her prey straight away. She stores it, letting the venom's additional digestive enzymes get to work while she continues to hunt. Weeks after laying her eggs, hundreds of miniature spiders stir. The next generation of Black Widows comes to life. But they're harmless, for now. It's only when they become adults that the females will be as lethal as their mother. When it comes to females, there's a lot of competition in the animal kingdom, and males have to do something extra special to get noticed. The spider world is no different. The Black Widow male may get killed for doing what he's supposed to, but in Australia, another tiny male is walking the tightrope with his song and dance. Out of the sandy earth emerges a spider so small that 8 of them could fit in your thumbnail. The Peacock Spider is a type of jumping spider with a twist. These bachelors are on the search for females, and it leads them into enemy territory. There's only one female here, So once they've sized each other up, it's time to fight. Once the competition's been scared off, the hard work begins. Approaching a single lady is a risky business. She'll attack the intruding male if she's not in the mood to mate. So the male Peacock Spider has had to take his courtship efforts up a notch. He resorts to dance moves. Electric colors mesmerize the female. This is the spider world's very own bird of paradise. The dance seems to have worked. When it comes to Peacock Spider romance, all it takes to secure a female are good dance moves. The Peacock Spider's size might betray its feisty character, but on the opposite end of the earth, a true giant makes up for it. The biggest spider on the planet is both enormous and deadly. The Goliath bird-eating tarantula lives in Venezuela's remote Amazon and is as big as your dinner plate. Its body is covered with hair and its fangs are longer than a lion's claw. This behemoth is the subject of myth and legend, with only a few having ever been seen in the wild. The Goliath is a feared spider for good reason. It has a leg span of almost 30 centimeters and weighs 170 grams. It's so big, it feasts on mice and even birds. Like the jumping spider, the Goliath is an ambush hunter, so it lays low in dark corners. But out in the jungle, even this giant has enemies. The Goliath isn't going to take a chance with this rodent. And its best form of defense is attack. When provoked, the Goliath brushes his abdomen, releasing thousands of hair-like bristles into the air. Thousands of mini harpoons fly towards the attacker. Each menacing bristle is sharply pointed, with hooked barbs on one end. The bristles hook into the enemy's flesh, causing severe pain and itching. With the threat warned off, the Goliath can get back to hunting. Retractable claws help the spider climb up any surface. When the day draws to an end, the jungle comes alive. And almost everything is on the Goliath's menu. Its eyes are small and ill-equipped for nighttime hunting, so it relies on its most fine-tuned sense: touch. Thousands of hairs along its body and legs allow it to detect prey by feeling for vibrations. Just ahead is a gecko. The reptile seems unaware that it's just centimeters away from the world's biggest spider. As the Goliath's enormous fangs sink into the gecko, paralyzing venom is injected into its bloodstream. Very quickly, the gecko's organs shut down, and the venom's enzymes start digesting it from the inside out. It's a gruesome death, but the spider's gargantuan size calls for dramatic measures.